Hi friends, this is Leslie from Mermaid Cove Studio. I am on today. You've got kind of an overview of my desk here. I am on for week 2 of our Christmas in July hub. So just a refresher, week 1 was fancy cards or fun fold, whatever you wanted to do. And I did this one. It's a box card. I love making those. They're easy. Some people have dies for them. I do have a die for that. But not everybody has dies. So I did the tutorial for the one that I do a lot. It just is simple and very enjoyable to make. So this week is week 2, and this week is tags and boxes or fun packaging. So what I created were, I did tags, and we can talk about packaging. I'll talk about that towards the end. But for my project, I did this really clever tag. I've done this tag before. It is, I can't remember the name of the person who I saw. They actually made like an accordion album out of this project. So I loved her idea. I have not made an album out of it. Her idea. What I have done is I've done a tag flip book and then just regular tags. So today I'm doing holiday tags, Christmas in July tags. And I am using Pretty Little Studio paper that I received last year. Didn't get virtually any time to use that particular paper, so I'm using up the amount that I have right now. And most of it is smaller pieces of paper. I'm coming towards like the end of all of the good stuff. I'm scrambling to find. So you'll see a lot of mixy and matchy stuff and pieced things, which, I don't know if anybody else does that, but I for sure try to use up every little bit of it because the paper is so beautiful. So you can kind of see in the background, I do have the paper sitting right here. This is one small package. This is the 6x6 paper pack, and this one was the accent pack. There were several little packages of full-on patterns, and you can kind of see a little bit of that going on here. But that was what I worked out of today with some bits and pieces from some of the other thing. I have like 1 or 2 sheets left of the 8x8. I think I have 1 vellum sheet left, one acetate sheet left, and a handful. You can kind of see them right down here, kind of a handful, and also in this little box, a handful of small ephemera, some stickers with numbers on it, which I'll use for next week's project. So today's project, this is the first one that I did. It is, we can open it up, and because I'm doing an overhead, it might be a little bit different to see today, but you've got kind of a front cover on it, and you have got you can flip it open. I've decorated it, and then you flip it open, and check this out. It is like a pop-up box. I know there's a name for it. It's like a pop-up card. It's very cute. So you could use this as a card, anything that you want. You could use it also as a feature in a mini album. But today my purpose and what I've done with it is I've made a tag with it. So to cut out everything, I've used all the ephemera from the front. I have tried to recycle the pieces that we did for the cutout. Here I used a die. This is an adorable little die. You can hand cut that out if you want to, so that you are saving your paper If you don't have a die, then that's fine. You can cut out whatever size you need for this. But I love this one. It looks like Rick Rack. And I don't know, the holidays we always bring out Rick Rack. So I love that one. Today I also am going to use this small circle. I cut it out. We'll see if I use it or not for my project. I haven't decided, but it's just to show you. I mean, this is a tiny little die. It's not a big project. You can make it a big project, and I think it's just knowing the math. And I love to manipulate numbers, so the original size on this was different for the one that I saw. And I will find and link that down below in the box. But right now I apologize, I cannot remember her name. I'm terrible with names. I don't mean to be. Anyway, so it's a little bit of cutting, a little bit of scoring, a die cut or hand cut out, and then using ephemera. You can also do, if you have, I have crazy amount of dies that I can use to cut stuff out, but my purpose is kind of using, not everybody has all those die cuts. If you have a Cricut, I have a Cricut. I can't set it on my desk to use it, so it's really humorous right now. But for right now, I'm using up the ephemera, using the things that I have, and keeping everything as simple as possible. So this might help a newbie out with the simplicity of it, and it'll look like $1,000,000. You have an area here where you can write something on it if you want, or you can decorate more. I've added acetate, not this in this particular one, or the next one I'll show you. You can add acetate. You can put pictures back here. You can put a little pocket here and incorporate a gift card. There's so many uses. I also cut out, there's the hole right back here. And then, or if you wanted to write on the back side of it. Okay, so this is this one. There's several layers. It just feels really nice. Okay, I'm going to set this one off to the back. This one doesn't stay closed. Because this didn't stay closed, I'm just going to tie a big ribbon around it with a bow for putting in the box that I'm thinking about. Okay, and then here's the second one I made, because I thought, oh, that doesn't stay closed. I need to do something to help that out. You can add a magnet if you want to, Velcro dots, or I attached a belly band. On this one, I am waiting for my Velcro dots to arrive any day now. And so I'll just add that here, and you can open it up. Again, different layers on my on the front. Try to incorporate that when we open this. We still had something that looked nice when we opened up the belly band. I didn't make this detachable. I wanted it to stay on there. And when you see next week's project, you'll understand why I did that. I love to save stuff like this. I love handmade cards, things like that. So again, this could be a stunning handmade card. And here we go. We're going to flip this open, and we're going to look on the inside. We have room to write if you are so inclined. I did not piece the paper here. I did add acetate to this. You can see that this is back here. I layered up across the top here. Just whatever your heart tells you to use, as much as you want, as little as you want. If you want to die cuts or fussy cut anything. The paper is so pretty, and I've used just about all of it. But it had such amazing ephemera, so here we are. And then we can close that back up. And you can see I've punched my hole back here. You could cover this right here and then write a note. But again, you get to decide what you want to do with it. This is just an idea, okay? But it's easy enough for anyone to do, okay? So what I've done for you today, I've already cut out my pieces, and you can see there's not that many pieces. I will show you the sizes. So the original size on this project, I think, was 3 by 5, and I upped it because I wanted my tags to be bigger. And so I went 3.5 by 5 3/4. We're not looking at this number here. We are not going to look at any of these numbers here. Just if you're gonna do one tag, you're gonna cut out a back piece of paper. I think I'm going to use this one right here. Your back piece of paper is going to be 3.5 by 5 3/4. That's what you need for the back. Okay. This little piece right here is going to be 3.5 by 5 3/4, and we are going to score. I'm gonna say this score line is at, it's about 1/4 inch score line. It doesn't need to be any more than that. So just make sure, because this is going to be the front flap that falls down, make sure if you have a one-way design that you make sure, and I'm going to look at my writing right here, I did it correctly. Trust me, I've screwed these up. So and you can hide them. There's various ways, but not today. The writing on my little star is all in the right direction. So this score right down here is going to be at the bottom. So this is the top part that's going to fall down. I'll show you what happens with this piece next. And then your third piece right here is going to be 3.5 by 6, and you can go 6 3/4, or 6 3/4 will be the score on this piece right here. Now, I am going to tell you, because my 6 by 6 paper pad was not big enough to do this, I had to find scraps from what was left of my collection, and I pieced. Okay, so 3.5 by 6 3/4. You can see right here where I pieced it. Has no effect on the project at all, because I still was able to do what I needed to do. Now, we're going to need to score. Remember, if your paper is directional, you're going to want to make sure, just like we did this front piece, that everything is going in the right direction. This part right here is the top. On the top part, you are going to score at 1, 1.5, and then we're going to come all the way down here to this bottom, and we're going to score at 6.5. Okay, remember, this is 6 3/4. So 6.5 is going to be our last score line on here. And then we're going to take and we're going to cut out a window. So you can take anything that you want. Again, I used this guy right here. I just made sure everything was nice and flat. I ran it through. I did save the negative parts. I saved the part that was left over from here, and also the center cutout for later, just in case if we want to use it, recycle it. Okay, you can use something like this. It'll all come out, and you can use this elsewhere on the project. You know, if you want to glue it back on, make it fancy, whatever you want to do. I always think about all the different things, and I save these pieces if it's for this, because I'm going to always use them somewhere else. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right now. So our parts are 3.5 by 5 3/4. We've got 2 of those. One of them is scored at 1/4 inch from the bottom. And then we have 3.5 by 6 3/4, and we are scored at 1 inch, 1.5, and 6.5. And we're cutting the center out to make a window. Okay, here we go. I am gonna go ahead. This is what we're gonna do. We've scored. I already scored this little back, this little piece right here. This part right here is my front. We're making sure the direction is in the right place. We're gonna fit it. It's gonna sit just like this on the back card. okay? And what we're doing, that little piece that we scored, that little 1/4 inch, we're gonna glue it, or tape, whatever you wanna do, and press, okay? So I'm gonna make sure everything is nice and even. Here we go. I can never find my bone folders when I'm looking for them. Okay, so this is what we have right now. This is how easy this is. Let that dry a little bit. Okay, there we go. This piece right here, at that 6.5 inch score that we did, at the 6.5, we're gonna put some glue on the bottom. We're gonna fold it like so. And we're gonna score, this is our back, this is our front. This is gonna sit like this. This is our front that's gonna come over the top like that. We are going to put the glue on the bottom here on this little 1/4 inch piece, and we're not gonna go over this line. We're gonna come up next to, I'm gonna lay it down so you can see where I glued it. I don't know if any of you have made these. I've seen projects in the past, mostly this is done in mini albums, card making. I'm not gonna lie, I have a total fascination with these in a mini album. Although I've never made one, I do have saved where somebody made a mini album and this is in there. The whole mini album is like this and I love it. And I should make it, but I haven't. So you're gonna try to get it as straight as you can. I will tell you, I am not a perfectionist. I'm an artist. I can't be perfect. I leave that to other people. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that was all nice and tidy, nice and clean. I think we're good here. Okay, fold that back. It's gonna look like this, but here's the magic right here. This piece right here, that 1 inch score that you did to begin with, we're gonna put some glue on the back right here. However much, or tape, whichever you want to do. And we're gonna go right here and we're gonna bring it right to that top edge, okay? A lot of times what I'll do is I will bring everything up. I'm just get it as close to perfect. How's that? As close to perfect as I can. I'm gonna fold everything down. I'm gonna flip, take a look, and then I'm gonna burnish. Okay, we're gonna burnish that down so it holds. There we go. And then here we go. There's the magic right there. Close it up and open. It's so magical. I'm fascinated with it. I'd like to pat myself on the shoulder, but it's not my project. I mean, this is my project. What I'm doing with it is what I'm doing with it. So what I'm going to do is, because, you know, I have fancy tools and I need to use them, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to chomp with my chompers. Is that what we call these, chompers? I've had these for 20 years, or as long as they've been on the market. I've had them from We Are Memory Keepers. Oh, Crocodile Corners Chomper. Gosh, so I love those. Okay, and then I'm also, hopefully my glue is pretty close to drying. I'm gonna go ahead before I start doing anything else, because this is a tag. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of there, right there, okay? So if this is as far as you went and you added, you know, obviously I have not added any ribbon, but I will. We're going to add ribbon to that and we're gonna decorate this, okay? Look at how pretty that is. I'm gonna do a quick decorate. I'm probably gonna blab to you. I do have a little bit of Christmas music going on in the background. I have my goodies all sitting out here. I do have, let me see, where is my other piece? I have a couple of pieces for doing. So this is what I do. I lay it all out on my desk, and I make just a horrible mess because that's who I am. I am a messy creator, and I like to have everything right at my reach. Okay, so I am not seeing the parts of it. Oh, I think this is it right here. Okay, so I am thinking that I'm obviously going to have to put something so that I can keep it closed. I mean, I could do something here where it grabs it, you know, where you could tuck under, but in my head, this is what I'm doing with it today. I am just gonna simply fold it over because I'm not that fancy, and I'm gonna decide on what I'm gonna put on here. So remember, we can make this a belly band and just glue something on it. Let's see, I could go here. I could do this. Oh, I like that. And then we'll be able to slip it off, right? That is actually a really good idea. Let me see. Will that slip off? That will slip off. So I think that's what I'm going to do this time. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use this. Do I want to go this way or this way? Oh, I liked it this way. Okay, this is going to be our belly band. We're going to glue here and here. Remember, I'm just doing this on camera real quick for you, so judge away if you have to. I will always tell you what you think of me is not about me. Anyway, I just have fun, and that's what I'm doing today. So that's going to be my belly band. I'm going to think about what I'm going to put on the front of that. Let's make sure it goes in. I think it will. If for any reason, I mean, I can make another one. I can adjust it, but I probably have to adjust it a little bit. For now, I'll leave that unglued so I can make sure it goes on. That's it. I will hold off on that for a moment because I want to see how I'm going to decorate all of this good stuff here. So I was thinking, let's see. I always love, it's about putting together little vignettes, right? So, I don't know, this is really cute. This one here, I cut off of the packaging, you know, like the front cover. I cut that off so that I could use it, and you can see, just like that. That's pretty cute. I do love all of this stuff right here. He is adorable, and I'm thinking, so you can just see we're putting together all of the good stuff here. And we can put it, here's this little piece right here. We can attach everything to that. That might work. I'm very dimensional when I work, and I used to teach my beading classes, and that's what I used to do. Ooh, I kind of really love this, except we get too far down here. I feel like that's why this one has not been used yet. Okay, we're going to remove that one. We have got, I have yet to use a whole one of these. I like to kind of take them apart. You can do this. And again, it's about seeing what it looks like. I don't like how it looks. I really like this little guy right here. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be this fancy, you know. You can kind of see. Let's see, what is this one? Oh, this one is cute. Oh, I like that. See, you can see I cut this part off, and you can do something like that. We can put, oh, here, this one is cute too. That's cute. You really could do all kinds of stuff with this. That's not going to sit up high enough. Santa can sit up in here. Yeah. The whole thing is that depending on what you're going to use this for, so you can take and you can stamp a sentiment in here and tuck it in, or you can do, this is one that I did. I just took, remember I showed you, this is the negative on the rickrack, right? And I glued it onto the acetate, and we can slip that in back here. You can glue it in, or I was just going to leave it if somebody wanted to put a picture in there. Say that I did Christmas pictures or something of my cats and used it. That would be cute. And just stuck it in there. We could also do this little cute little Santa right here. Oh, I think I figured it out. So all I'm doing, just taking, again, some glue, nothing fancy, and I'm going to glue that right up here. Again, you do you. You decide how you want to add that in. And see, he pops up just a little bit, makes it the whole project a little bit more interesting, right? And then you can take and do, I have some greenery here. Anything that you want. Let's see. I don't think I want to add. This is pretty cute. I think I'm going to add that on there. Okay. So we're going to add this little, the ephemera in this package was so great. There was so much good stuff. And this rose is just beautiful. You saw that I used on my other samples that I used a rose. Again, I'm not worried about it sticking out anywhere. I think it looks really pretty. I'm going to take this piece right here, and I am going to find, there's some other really good pieces in here. Here's a piece of candy we can put in. There is also, oh, here we go. Use this. I am going to glue this guy right, again, always keeping everything simple. I love these tag pulls right here. And stick that in there. And you can pull that out. That's pretty cool. Okay, I love that. Love that. Okay, so now let's come back and let's decorate this guy right here. I think I'm gonna have to make it a little bit thicker, no big deal, so that we can use it here. Oh, perfect. So I'm just gonna change where I glued. Hopefully I'm in the picture here. I'm not, I mean, you can obviously see I'm not fussing about too much stuff. It's a tag. If you are going to put them on gifts and stuff, I don't know. I save things like this because I think that if someone took time to make that for me, I'm always excited about that. So here we go. Not everybody will, but that's okay. We're not everybody, right? And here we go. So here's one of the tag backs that I had left over. Here's another one. We can do that. I was thinking, actually, I might use this one. And I'm going to use this one. I think I'm going to put him right here. So you can glue. I'm going to glue a little bit here. just like that. And then I am going to use a couple pop dots. Now, you want to make sure if you're doing a belly band that you get everything so it's not stuck on there. Again, there's other ways to put these things on. So if you wanted to, you could. I'm pulling the backs off of my dots here. If you wanted to, you can totally keep everything nice and flat. You do not have to do a belly band. You know, it's just an idea that you can figure out how to run with it. And I really like my ticket in here. So more layers. I'm going to go flat with this one. We're just going to make sure we keep it right in here. Right there. And there you go. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. It can, but it could also be so much more. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this project today. I love making these. They're one of my favorite. If you think outside of the box, what happens next? You can gift, you can make and gift for someone, add your ribbon on and gift. I would probably make one more to go in here. You can do some kind of packaging for it. And I haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't figured that out. But this is what I'm doing. I think watch for next week's video, which will be home decor. These things are going to visit again, and you'll see what I do with them. So I don't want to ruin the surprise for you, but I hope you've enjoyed today's process. And if you have any questions or need any help with anything, please let us know. Now, because this is a Christmas in July hop, down in the box below are going to be the names of everybody who is in our hop. There are, I believe, a total of 15 of us. And go click, like, and share. Go enjoy their videos. Please comment in kindness only on their videos and have fun. And hopefully we've inspired you with something for the holidays. So everybody, Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas in July. And we'll see you again next week for our next video drop. Thank you.